very respectful of your time, so we're not going to be here all morning, but I'll try to be as efficient as I can. I'll give you some information for you to pray about and take home with you, and I'll just kind of go all through all of that with you. Okay? Frank, great to see all of you. So why don't we begin? Certainly, we're in a house of prayer that means something special to everybody here. So why don't we begin with prayer? In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. Almighty God, we gather as people of gratitude, and certainly gratitude for this, the gift of your church, the great gift of this church, which holds such a beautiful and significant part in our lives, in our hearts, in our histories. We give you thanks for that. We give you thanks for all of the people that you put in our lives as a church we've been privileged to serve over the years. Right here is the beginning part of the Hyde Park neighborhood of Boston. We also gather as people of hope, the great virtue of hope. We are people of the resurrection, and we ask you to help us always remember that. As we have voted in this life, we know that we are people who have a future, and people who have a destiny. Help us to have the courage and the fortitude, the strength, the joy, the vigor to live that out. Certainly, always with Christ as our North Star, Christ as the one who is leading us. Help us to be the face of Christ, the voice of Christ, to the hands of Christ, to everyone we need. We ask you to bless this meeting tonight. May it be a meeting that is we're able to have some good, practical, candid discussions and also good ideas going forward for the future of our church. May the Holy Spirit truly be alive and at work in our hearts in this meeting. We ask all of this in the name of your most holy name. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So again, thanks everyone for being here. I'll tell you right now that it's not just me here. I'm representing our finance council. Many of the members are here right now. I'm also representing our Director of Finance and Operations, Tony Benji, who is right here. I know you see his name in the bulletin a lot. You might not always know his face because he's always hard at work in his office, crunching all those numbers and trying to save us money and working with contractors and all these other things. So he's right here. John Portman is our Director of Development, who is a big part of all of this as well. My purpose in this meeting, we're not going to be able to talk about everything, obviously, but my purpose in this meeting is really sort of twofold. It's to give information to you, and then hopefully to get your feedback, your thoughts, your ideas, maybe your concerns back to me, and answer your questions as well. The other thing that I'd like to discuss, again, it's in two parts. We're looking forward to, we look at our beautiful church and we think, what a great history this church has. We also want it to be around for generations to come, don't we, right? So for that, we have to take care of it. And we have some very immediate repairs that need to be done, as you know about, specifically the roof and the repointing of the brick. And then we also want to, let's repair, and then we also want to renovate the church. We want to spruce it up, if you will. There's certain things that we always want to do, maybe a repainting or fix the bathrooms. I think that would be very, very popular, right? The lower church, all of it. Make the church more accessible, right? All of these things. The first part, I'll call repair. The second part, phase 1, repair. The second part, phase 2, will be renovation. Mostly today, what I want to talk about is the first one, but we're going to touch on the second one, okay? So I'm going to keep stopping, everything clear, and let me know if it's clear now. Everything clear? Great. Our church is like anything else, it needs to be taken care of, my friends, right? And we have some immediate needs right now. It can seem overwhelming. We have our roof that needs to be fixed. You can see the leakage and the damage caused by the leakage. Right over there, we've had it up in the choir loft and elsewhere at the church. Okay? have three-pointing of the brick. If you go out, you can actually see it falling out from between the bricks. Okay? These are things that need to be fixed immediately. Okay? It can be overwhelming. It's a big structure, right? And it costs a lot of money to do this. We have money. I'm going to use general figures. I have very specific figures I can give you. I have copies of them that if you want them, I'll give them to you. We put them in the bulletin as it is now. Anyway, but I'll give them to you before you leave. Great. It is not the only thing. So roughly we have right now in the bank just under $6.1 million. So it sounds like a lot of money. Except when you consider that money is meant to fund, I'm going to oversimplify this a little bit, is meant to fund not only this church, but also the school. Okay, if there's a capital improvement to the school, we are responsible. We got to put a new boiler, we got to put a new roof on, and the rectory. Okay? I was going to make a joke and say, the marble in my bathroom costs, I'm joking, I didn't put marble in my bathroom. Okay? But there are repairs that need to be done there. We had to have to redo the whole alarm system, which was antiquated. They never seen anything like it, actually. And one simple thing could take the whole thing down. So they were able to fix it. These things cost money. We have some assets. Okay, our assets, first of all, is this. And right now I'm just talking not spiritually, I'm talking actually practically speaking. We have this church. And the offertory, that's the primary, you could say, funding we have to build up our bank account, right? It's the primary way. We have rent and rent from the school back there. As you've been reading, our tenant will be leaving in August of 2025. Okay? Right now, they were giving us roughly $42K a month. Okay? Now that money is going to be poured into our savings account, which was generating interest. Okay? We do not have a new tenant yet. We're hoping we will. We don't know what the rent will be when it happens. Hopefully it will be a very competitive, healthy rent, that sort of thing. Fixing the church is going to diminish our funds, obviously. We estimate it will take a third to a half of our savings to repair the church. That will diminish the amount of money we have in the bank, which of course means less interest. And if it takes a while for us to get a new tenant, we're not getting that replenished with rental income. Hopefully we will, right? Okay? That's a brief snapshot of our finances. I have much more detailed information. It will be available to you online. We'll give you something to take with you when you leave, and a link to how you can find out more about that. Okay? So, we're sort of at a crossroads here. Okay? I see a great future for this church. I love this church. My goal is, when I'm a 90-year-old man, still driving by, and then I see this church on the hill, I see people streaming into the church, and it's a beautiful thing. If that's our hope and our joy and our dream, my friends, we have to work at it. Okay? And that's what we're here to discuss. Anytime you have something that is this, are you with me? Any questions so far? Clear? Is it clear? Okay. Any undertaking this big, and it's huge. We're talking millions of dollars. We're talking a huge historical structure. The diocese is going to want to know, do the people support it? Yay. It's one thing. It's one thing for me to say, I think it's a great idea. I get up there, I get in front of them, I say, this is a great idea. We think it's a great idea too. What do the people think?
Yes.
I don't want to say, I think they support it. I want to be able to say, yes. Or if it's no, and this is why. Okay? So that's the primary thing that I would like to be able to talk about today. To answer your questions about the repairs, what are your questions and concerns? I'll go thing I gave you, and then find out, do you support it?
Yes.
If so, okay, if so, how are you going to be able to help us maybe get more people to come on board, or more people to let us know that they support it? If you don't, I'm interested in knowing that too. Okay? I want everybody to be candid and honest here. Okay? So if you take out this little thing we've given you, for the record, we will have copies of this. If you don't have one, David will bring these out to you. and blah, blah, blah. We're like, oh my gosh, it's like Gettysburg. No. It can be, I support this. This is why. This is what my church needs to be. This is the future I see for it. So that I can go to the diocese and say, yes, people support it. Here are this many surveys that said, okay, get all these letters this morning. They're like, great, good, we support you, go for it. Okay? Yep. So just before was all of that clear? Okay, great. Yes.
Repairs for the roof.
Yes.
That's going to be 2 to 3 million. The renovations will be separate, going to raise the money.
Yes.
What renovations are you talking
What,
about?
okay, so the question was repairs of the roof, right? 2 to 3 million is our estimate. Based on bids that we've got. Repairs and renovations, what would they be? That would really come from you and from the people. I have what I would like to do to the church, and I think it's something I think is necessary to be done to the church. Okay? But that's stuff that I would like you, who knows if this is an extremely successful capital campaign, we could do even more than we wanted to do. Okay? But I think if we look around, we can see certain things that need to be perhaps repainted, enlarged, specifically the bathrooms, things like that. We need to want to make it more accessible for people, all of these things. So that's really going to come from, I think, a combination of what I see when I look around and I'm responsible for, and I think that we should be doing that, and also especially from you. Okay? That, I just want to know that the renovation would be part of a capital campaign project that we would foresee happening. Typically how they work is you pledge a certain amount of money, and you can pay it off over a certain amount of years. So in other words, you say, for the next 3 years, I will offer, my hope is to give $20,000 towards this. And then but I'll give it to you in installments, that sort of thing. Okay? Yes?
I think that the whole of this is a little dark. Question. On the lower church,
Yes.
is that supposed to remain a chapel or are you rent it out?
Okay, that's a great question. One of the things that we're looking at all the churches, so St. Pius and St. Anne's, is how can we use the assets that we have to generate money for the church. Okay? Obviously within reason. We're not going to rent out our things as a disco or like a whatever, right? But or something that conflicts with church teaching. But there are things that we can do. Okay? One of the things, the questions was, are we considering having the lower church remain a chapel and a place that we can rent out, or simply just a place that we can rent out, have all the masses up here? That would be a great thing for me to ask everybody and get people's feedback on. So that would be part of one of the renovations people might tell me that they would like to do. Okay? Yes, I think it's an opportunity to make money for the parish. Hold on a second.
Yeah, who would rent out the church?
What was that?
Who would rent out the downstairs?
Well, the idea is that in Hyde Park, there's very few places actually. For example, like there's almost nothing in Hyde Park. I do in Denver or other places. If you just want to have a gathering, maybe like 70, 80 people, 40 people. So this could be potentially tapping into a purple market and make money for the church. And they would have parking. They would never even have to come up here. In other words, we wouldn't have just people milling around who aren't praying, milling around just Yes. Yeah, Pat, there was something Pat Tracy was talking about, sorry. Tracy. Yes. The question was with the renovations, how long will the church have to shut down? My answer to that is I have absolutely no idea. My guess is, our understanding is that while they're working on the roof, that we'll still be able to use the church. Okay? Yes?
You're asking letter of support. Getting this letter of support, you sent to the archdiocese. That's
Right. So that's a great question. So who are you writing it to? Right. Okay? You're writing the letter of support to me. Okay? But it's all going to be explained when you follow the link, and we'll also give you, we'll have detailed stuff on the website, on social media, and the bulletin. If you'd like to letter should be to me. Father Joe, I'm with you on board. I think this is a great idea. I'd love to repair my church. I would love to have this as something that we go forward to the future with for many generations. And I'm willing to help you out in whatever way I can. Okay? We'll give you very detailed instructions. We can even give you some templates, frankly. Like this, follow this rough thing. Okay? It's a chance for me to just say, I'm not just saying, like, yeah, they support it. Well, how do we know that? Well, here, I have this pile of letters from folks. Yeah. Yes. That's a great question. The cost estimates include the organ right now. For the repair right now, the cost estimates are only the roof and the repointing. We have a very historical organ here. It's one of only four. I think only four in the country. Is that correct, Dave? 3 or 4? Yeah, it's very rare, and we want to keep it and use it. It's going to require some, but that would most likely be a separate project. Okay. Yes.
We ever going to have the handicap accessible ramp back again, ever?
What's that? That would be right. That would be part of the renovation. That sort of thing. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Right. Absolutely. So the renovations, let me just be clear. No renovations will be done or started anything until the repairs are done. Okay? In a perfect world, the renovations could begin within a year. Or less. It's probably not likely, but it could happen. But a detailed study questionnaire would be like, what do we want the renovations to be? Because I mean, we can do a million things. Right? Like I said, what are the most important things to do right now? Could be in phases. We could say phase 2 is renovating the upper church. We could add a phase 3 further down the line, that is repairing the lower church, and renovate the lower church. It could be multiple things. Right now, the biggest focus is, I'm just going to be blunt with you, okay? All of this, and I'm being dramatic right now, but all of this, if we don't fix the roof right now, fix the repointing, all of this is moot, okay? Because it's going to be potentially unsafe to be in here, okay? And we don't want that. We want it to be safe, and we want it to be actively, we're never going to have to, have a time where, until they fix it, you're going to have to figure out another place to have our worship services. So the first priority is phase 1, which is repair. Okay? Yes? Yes. Yeah, you're required by I'm sorry. Okay, the question had to do with bids. We're required to get 3 bids for anything every year that's over $250,000. We're required by the archdiocese. So we did. It was difficult, to be honest, it was difficult to get bids because not everybody wants to do this. Okay? So it was a chore. This man worked a lot harder to get people to come out here and this. So then we look at it, and we look at the reputation of the people who are bidding, we take into factors all costs, materials, all that stuff, and then
Is there a chance to deny it?
So,
Because I'm really 40%.
Right, is there a chance that the archdiocese would deny it? That's not really what they're trying to do here. What they want to do is,
They won't let you spend the money for
right, so whenever you have a bill of a certain amount, whenever you're doing something, let's say I wanted to fix the rectory. I'm joking right now, for the record, this is being filmed. This is a joke. Let's say I wanted to have gold gilt walls in the rectory and widescreen TVs in every room and all of this stuff. And I have the money to do it. And I'm the pastor, so I just tell somebody else to do it. The archdiocese will be like, oh, okay. That's, they're gonna want it, like, what are you spending all this money on? Is it something that people support? My guess is that people would not support me lining the walls with gold, right? So, something like this, that people want to support this, like, great. And then I can say, look, I have all this stuff, and they say, okay, good, you have the bids? Go for it. Okay? They want to make sure that we're using our money wisely because quite a few parishes in the Archdiocese, right now there are roughly 250 parishes in the Archdiocese of Boston still. That's one of only four dioceses in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, which has 6 million people roughly. So in other words, there are 3 other dioceses. Just in the Archdiocese of Boston, there's 250 parishes.
But I've read that.
Okay? More than half of them are operating at a loss and what have you. So if everybody's just willy-nilly spending money without any research, any study, the first person to go to is the archdiocese to bail them out. The archdiocese says, well, you never told us anything. We're going to want to, we want to know, have you done the research? Have you done it? And so that's why we have done the research. We've been talking to them the whole time, right? And I want to be able to go to them and say, this isn't just me saying this. This is the people saying this. Okay? Because that is credible. That's credibility. That's whatever.
How is it safe to say we're at a critical point where this is a decision as far as the roof and the repointing that this needs to be done now?
Yes.
The
The question is it fair to say that this is critical right now? I would say yes. I say the repair should be done as soon as possible. Because I don't want it to get to a point. Imagine at your house, you look at the roof, like, maybe I can get another couple of months out of it, or something like that, but it's like, and then one day it just all falls in, you're like, wait a second. So, no, we want to be proactive in doing this. We are at a critical point. This isn't just a matter of money, though. It isn't just a matter of bricks and mortar and shingles and all of this stuff. This is about something much deeper. Okay? To me, it's about how do we feel about our faith, our church? Are we people of hope? Are we evangelizers? We had a very nice crowd at Mass today. I think that's something that people want to see every week, not just family Mass, right? We're very vibrant Creole Mass at 5 o'clock. Even more folks coming, even more things we'll be able to offer. It's a way for us to say, I don't just believe in this building, this brick, this pew, this whatever. I believe in the church. I believe in my church. And I think that my church has a vital, significant role to play. Not just in the lives of the people here, but in the life of Hyde Park. So if you're asking me, I say this church right here is the beating heart of Hyde Park. It has been for decades and decades and decades, and will be for the future.
Do you have any bites for the school? Is anyone interested in renting?
Is anybody interested in the school? Yes, we have a very strong possibility. I just don't want to push anything because if it falls through.
Because if it doesn't get rented, we really need to start thinking about closing down one of these churches. It's not financially feasible.
So before we even start doing that, we have some very positive potential tenants for the school and the school building, and I will let you know as soon as something happens.
done? I mean, you're saying it's a critical issue, is the rest of the building?
What I'm saying is that if you have leaks and you have water coming out, you don't want to wait on it. You want to do it as soon as possible. I guess that's how I would answer that question.
If I understand you correctly, the exterior repair meter is
Yes.
and it's $1,000 account to take care of that.
Yes.
Tomorrow, I think it's going.
Yes. The question is about if we want to do immediate repairs. Let's say we got the person who said we can start tomorrow. Do we have the money to do it? Yes, we do. Based on the quotes that we've been given, we have enough money to do it. We estimate it will take a third to a half of our savings. Again, these are general figures, just because I'm not going to, because they can change. You know, you're going to need something fine when you're doing your roof, they need to put it in this, that, the other thing. Any of that can happen. But right now, it's about a third to a half of what we have in the bank. You need to know too that most precious blood, is still operating at a loss. Okay? We're closing the gap, but it's still operating at a loss. So the off-turn income is still, we're spending more than we're taking in. But with increased offertory, with new things that really try to get people on board about bequests, I don't want people to die right away. That's not where I'm going with this. But it is something important for us to think about. With my lawyer, with mine, I had to update everything. Because my mother was a beneficiary for some things. Okay? And my mom was father, my mom was from the Lord, and I had to really think about it. And it was good to really think about, where, I don't have millions of dollars, okay? But whatever I have, wherever I want it to go, what is important to me in my life? We want to let people, it's your church. Then be willing to do that. Be willing to maybe leave some. You will get far more, I don't mean mercenary or great ones. I'm just saying, you get more money you're able to do stuff with through that than if you were, for example, to put in the obituary in memory of. So everything is great. I don't need to diminish that. But it's really helpful for people actually think about things. You know what? I'm going to put my book. Yes. The question is, do we, this is slate roof, do we intend to replace it with another slate roof? If you're asking me, I think it makes sense to because it's the longest lasting, it's the highest quality to do it. Yep. You'll get the most out of your money between all this.
Given that we have to have a roof, to me that's a given.
Right.
Get it true.
Yeah.
What, in your opinion, is the next thing we have to do? I know you're asking us to tell you what we think, but you're gonna get like 99 different things.
Yes.
So what, in your opinion, is the most things that we need
For renovations?
for renovation?
Right. So, yes, the roof, phase one, we have to do it when the church reopened. What's that? I'm sorry. Yeah. So phase one is the repairs, the roof and the report table has to be done. Right? Renovations is going to come. If you ask me what I think the most important thing for renovations is the church needs to be, for lack of a better word, it needs to be updated. Okay? We have antiquated facilities in many ways that need to be fixed and updated and made accessible, and we need to make this church a place where everybody can get into it. That would be my priority. Then that would be mine. And then start to look at cosmetic things, okay? And then, but that would be personal. Yes.
when talking about repointing. That's only two elements to a building envelope. The building envelope is the outside structure of a building. Any place where water, wind, elements can attack the interior has to be sealed. So when we talk about the roof and we talk about repointing, that's only part of the problem. These wonderful windows, they will have to be sealed. The grout lines at the ground, they will all have to be sealed. Each of the doors will have to be sealed. Right now, we have the elements coming in through some repairs that we made to locks on this side over here, where insects and water and ice can go inside the door. These doors cannot be purchased in the marketplace any longer. So we have to repair these types of things. The approach to a building envelope is significant and it needs good construction management. So if we are to embark upon this, we have to embark on the entire route. And we have to get somebody who works for the parish, a construction manager, to oversee the activities of the contractors. As many of you know, I'm a trial lawyer, and some of the cases I work on are in the construction area. And I tried a case for nearly 7 weeks, which had to do with the infiltration of water through windows into a structure. Water is an extremely damaging element. So the building envelope has to be completely sealed. You can't just do a roof. You can't just do repointing. You have to do it all. And my suggestion as we embark upon this is that we get a proper construction manager or a clerk of the works, somebody who looks out for the interests of the parish and makes sure that the contractors do what they say they are going to do. Because I got to tell you, they don't. Thank you. I can't hear you.
So I think, if you've been here, John was talking about, for something of this magnitude, you want to be able to hire somebody within the parish, so to speak, who is advocating for the parish, a clerk of works. This is not uncommon. In fact, we did this in Stoughton when we were doing renovations in Stoughton. They're making sure he's doing what they're supposed to do. They're working on our behalf, that sort of thing. That is absolutely correct. It is normal for projects of this magnitude. And you were going to piggyback at that and say,
I was going to say it would be wonderful, obviously, if someone who is invested in this parish, that's who we reach out to. Someone who loves this parish, and those are the people who want to do for the parish. They're not asked. They don't usually, come up. But once you seem to ask them, they seem to reciprocate.
I think you can have people within the parish that have the experience and they can be advisors. But when I talk about a construction manager, I'm talking about a professional who is up to date on code, is up to date on materials that are used in the industry, that understands all of the various weathering standards that exist, and there are boatloads of them. For every type of element of the structure you can think of, there's an ASTM standard or another type of standard that you have to comply with. This stuff is super technical. And we should have somebody on our team that advises Father and watches over what the contractors do. Does it add to the expense of the project? Sure. But it's sort of your insurance policy, that you're getting what you paid.
Would there be a warranty, John? Would they have a warranty?
To a
moved here actually before we were able to really do that. We're doing hoping to do a major $1.5 to $2 million in phases renovation and repair in my previous parish. And that was a recommendation we got as well to hire Climate Works that would be able to do that. Because passion for the church is one thing, but expertise is another thing. So, thank you, John. All of this is going to cost money, obviously. The blessing on one side is that we have money, but it's a finite problem. Okay? Some parishes, I won't mention their names, are very good friends with a priest who has a very vibrant parish in one ways, but they're not a wealthy parish. They owe $1 million. They can't even begin to consider actually repairing the church. Never mind renovating, repairing it. And we're in a little better situation, and that we have some money to work with. But I'll just say in a very general way, one of the things a pastor is responsible for with that way. It's not just the spiritual well-being of the people that he's privileged to serve, it's care of what we call the temporal goods of the church. It's the actual things, the buildings in it. And so I'm responsible that we use our money responsibly to this. So I will do the best with proper guidance, proper advice given to me, but I will do the best I can. But I don't want to do it alone. And I also don't, I'm going to need help with that. I also want to know that people are with me. This isn't just something that, oh, Father Joseph is great here, so do I. Good luck. Well, that's great, but if you have the same joy and hope that I do, and you want to help, something that can be helped is simply, what if we were to get the school rolls of everybody who went to school at MPB school over the years, right? And reached out to them, to the campaign. We're going to repair the church, this beautiful church. Would you be interested in coming on board with it? We're going to renovate it. Right? In the age of social media and all that stuff is mostly evil, but it can be used for good. We could potentially use it in a good way to reach out to people. But I need to know, that's a great idea, great idea. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to help? Reach out to people. You know? It's a beautiful MPB community that's spread out all over the place. They haven't been to church here in years, but they're going to be buried here. Or they're going to be married here. Or they're going to bring back their child to be baptized here. I would say out of almost every church I've ever been in, I see that more here at MPB than any other church. Once on Hyde Park and once in MPB are always at MPB. Always on Hyde Park. My last parish was in Stoughton. I can't, if they left Hyde Park, 90% of them moved to Stoughton. Because when I was living there, like, I grew up in Hyde Park, I grew up in MPB. Everybody was telling me this, which was funny, but I reach out to them, right? Just because there's so much information, I don't feel like I've got a lot of whatever, but I guess what I would like to, so I'm respecting the time, we're coming up, I'm close to 11, I don't want to keep you here any longer than an hour. Okay, we're happy to stick around, what have you. Of course, the idea would be to collect this information, your feedback, your questions, over the next several weeks. I would like to begin to collate the questions, concerns, whatever, that people have. You write them on the sheet or whatever, get them out to the people. Say, this is what questions people have. Set them up. Say, these are some of the questions people had. You know, we might group them together. Some more about this, and not every single one, but you get the idea. And then, and try to answer those questions. And then we have some solid info to go on. Okay? The best we can, yes.
Could we do a GoFundMe?
Could we do a GoFundMe? That is totally possible. St. Thomas Church in Jamaica Plains did one of those, and it was extremely. St. Thomas Church is also a staff run by a group that's affiliated with what they call the Neo-Catechumen Way, which has a global extension. So they're tapped into a community that people, some of those donations are coming in from all over the world. But it's not to say we couldn't do it. That might be, we just think, the most effective way to reach out to people, GoFundMe, you know? And it could be like, they keep seeing it going up, like, you know, they say success follows success. Look, hey, we're getting close to this, let's try to push it over. Hey, why don't we try to get more, you know? And then we'll have, be able to,
I think you should write it down. You write a pretty good letter. I think it could reach people.
well, yes, thank you.
Don't do the truth.
Well, first of all, this pamphlet we have was a result of everybody, the finance committee all working together. Feedback from our meetings, things that people actually wrote in it. It was actually even, the actual thing was put together by Sean Hurley, who created the graphics of it and everything like that. So. Yes. So, again, I just want to be respectful of people's time. This, because I understand that everybody's going to be able to come here. So we're going to be talking probably the next several meetings. I'll put stuff in the bulletin. Or if I don't put it in the bulletin, I'll put it here at MPD. Because this has directly to do with MPD. Okay? So it will probably be an insert in bulletins here, not in the other two churches. Okay? This will be available over the next, until March 31st, really. Okay? So again, just get it back to me. You'll notice you can do it anonymously if you want, but it's really helpful for us to let us know who you are. Not so I can have you down and you know, get my buddies to, like, you know, get in a cough up money. It's more, we have a way to contact you. Yes, I'm interested. Great, we have a way to contact you. Okay? So I would ask you, if you're comfortable not having it be anonymous, I would ask you to please put your name and a way to contact you on this sheet. Okay? Sorry, yes? Yes. Yep. So this will be translated to Creole for next week. Okay, we literally just finally came together on Friday. We were able to print it off because we were working really crazy to try to get this out. There's a QR code on the back of here, so if you're watching online, there's a QR code that you can scan. That will lead you, as of early this week, will lead you to a page on our website. Very clearly explained. If you'd like to let us support, great. This should be addressed to so-and-so. Try to mention this, blah, blah, blah. Here's where you can drop it off. What do I do with my survey? They can fill out the survey. Please drop it off. You can put it in the collection basket. You can drop it off at the rectory. You can drop it off at the church, right? You know, you still have questions. Please write them on the survey paper, and we get to collate that and get it to you. Blah, blah, blah. And it should be able to walk you through, and we'll get as much as we can, get information to you. One final thing I can leave with you is this right here is a 5-year financial history for Most Precious Blood, okay? So, on a day in which the Oscars are tonight, we found out that an Oscar-winning actress was married at Most Precious Blood.
Who?
So that information came from, I thought Steve Morrison, I didn't even know that, this was, Hyde Park Mass then shared that information that, actually, Ethel Barrymore.
The actress Ethel Barrymore from the famous Barrymore family was married. She won an Oscar in the 1940s, I think, and it was for when she won Best Supporting Actress. But so we'll have this available for you, okay? And you'll be hearing a drum beat of this all throughout the month of March, okay? I would invite you, if you know somebody who couldn't be here today, please have extras, take some of these, we'll make more if we need to. If you want one of these, and then we'll have these as well available to you. And then we're just going to go forward on this, okay? Based on what you've brought up today, this will help me to get this information out to a wider MBB community based on your questions. Very helpful. I appreciate it. Thank you for the turnout.
Thank you, Father.
I'd like to thank also our Finance Council and our Finance Director as well. Can I give you a blessing before we go? Thank you. For the intercession of St. Patrick, who is the patron of the Archdiocese of Boston, St. Joseph, who is the patron of the University